That is strong. Wasn't expecting that. Hi, welcome to Kaylee's Rockin' Reviews, where you'll see me drinking tea, talking about books, and rocking in my chair. So last week, I went to one of my favorite used bookstores, the Mecosta Book Gallery. And let me just tell you, this place is magnificent. It's got floor-to-ceiling books the whole way through, even in the bathroom. And it just looks so tiny from the outside, but then you get in and it takes hours to peruse all the shelves. So in light of my recent trip, I thought I would do a book haul for all of you and show you what I got. First of all, every time you buy a book from the Mecosta Book Gallery, you get this wonderful little Mecosta Book Gallery bookmark. We have a ton of them. For those of you who watched my bookshelf tour, you may recall that our copy of the Chronicles of Narnia is in 2 pieces, which is sad. But we fixed that because now we have a brand new used copy of the Chronicles of Narnia that opens from the right direction. So there's that gem right there. So the next book I got, I actually got because I love The Last Unicorn so much. It has a special place in my heart from my childhood. And so when I see anything with Peter S. Beagle's name on it, I go a little nutty. So I found this gem, Immortal Unicorn, which is a collection of short stories about unicorns, which is edited by Peter S. Beagle. And I do believe at least one of the stories in here is by him. So I'm really excited to read this and figure out what other authors think about the unicorn mythos and compare with my own thoughts on it. So my next exciting find is The Emerald City of Oz, which this is a collection of the Oz stories, 6 through 10, which I'm excited about, but I still need to find more of these because right now I, not including this, own 1 through 3. So I am still missing 4 and 5, which is a bummer. But I will find them. One of these days, I'm gonna get all of the copies. All of the books. All of the copies is a bit much. But yeah, all of that inside this one book. And it's going to be great. It still has the whimsical drawings that I've come to know and love in the other books, so it doesn't skimp there at all. My next find, I think is going to be really interesting, is called The Lady in the Tower, Medieval Courtesy Literature for Women. I picked this one out because it's something different. There's a big old glare on that. There you go. It's a bit different from what I normally read. I usually focus on queer and gender studies in contemporary children's literature. So I suspect this is going to be a bit different and also very interesting. It's something that I haven't really read about before, and I think I'm going to learn a lot from this. And maybe even come up with some paper ideas. Who knows? I also found the 4th and final book of the Uglies series, which is called Extras. I actually haven't ever gotten to read this book before, and I will probably end up rereading the whole series again at some point. But this series takes place in a dystopic world where everyone undergoes a procedure when they turn 16 to make themselves drop dead gorgeous and beautiful. And basically their only And their only responsibility in life is to be beautiful and have fun. But this really gets into the themes of bodily autonomy and what it means to be pretty and what it means to be ugly, and what choices you have to be either of those things or anything in between. So I think it will be really nice to immerse myself into this world again and figure out what the last book holds in store for this series. This next book was a surprise even for me. My husband literally just handed this to me. He grabbed it while we were at the bookstore, and I had absolutely no idea. But this is Stealing the Elf King's Roses by Diane Duane. I have been reading Diane Duane's other series, The Young Wizards, and I absolutely love that series. So I'm really excited to see what's going on in this one. From what I can tell on the back, it seems like it's going to be a lot more mystery fantasy based rather than adventure fantasy. But both series seem like they are also urban fantasy. I know for sure Young Wizards is. I'm not quite sure about this one. The back of the book talks about the main character being a prosecutor, which sounds pretty modern. But yeah, this is going to be exciting, and I have absolutely no idea what to expect of it. The book gallery had quite a large selection of Roald Dahl books, and of course I wanted to buy them all, but I couldn't because I had other things I also wanted to buy. So I chose 4 books to fill out my Roald Dahl collection. I grabbed Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because do you really have a Roald Dahl collection without Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? And then, of course, if you're going to have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you need the sequel, Charlie and the Glass Elevator. And then I grabbed The Witches, which I have heard the title quite a lot, but I don't actually know anything about it. So I'm really excited to see what's in this one. And then we have The Fantastic Mr. Fox, which I've only seen the movie, and it was bizarre. And knowing how Roald Dahl writes, I can only imagine the book is also quite bizarre. But we will find out. It will be a trip, I am sure. All of these books will be a trip. Let me know what your favorite Roald Dahl book is. I would be very interested to find out. The last book that I found was one of the books in the Underland Chronicles. So we have Gregor and the Curse of the Warm Bloods by Suzanne Collins. This is book 3. I have only read and only owned book 1, and I could not find the second book. But I figured I would snatch it up and I would fill in the gaps at a later date. The first book, Gregor the Overlander, was the first Suzanne Collins book I ever read, and I loved it as a kid. I thought it was amazing. So I'm really excited to continue with the series once I find the second book. But yeah, I think Suzanne Collins is great. I loved the Hunger Games trilogy, and I just recently finished the prequel to that, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I will be reviewing in my next video. So watch out for that. But yeah, hopefully I can find the second book of this series soon, and I can get to work on that. Let me know which of these books looks most exciting to you guys, and which I should read first. And also, let me know what your favorite used bookstore is. I'm always looking for more books, and I would love to try out new places. You can catch more videos every Saturday, and once in a while, time permitting, I upload Wednesdays as well. So I hope you will be able to join me for those. In the meantime, stay happy, stay healthy, and rock on.